Welcome back to Suikoden V, where we are traversing around this very, very big sun palace, looking for our younger sister, Lim. So, we're just entering a new cutscene here, but heavens, whatever's to be done about Her Majesty's whims? Oh. Indeed, sending the prince off to the provinces for an inspection? What could she have been thinking? Don't tell me she's considering getting him involved in politics someday. Ha! Lord Godwing and Lord Barrows would never stand for that. A third player in their little tug-of-war? Not just any third player, a royal male, no less? Ridiculous. Yes, a Falena royal male. They've always been useless. Waving to the crowds, that's all they're good for. Well, that and marrying off to foreigners. Seriously, the prince is as good as Deadwood. How rightly you speak, ha 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 ha. Yeah, okay, I will remind you, we are in the Queendom of Falena.
You boys look like you're having fun. If you're gonna speak your mind, you should really pay attention to where you are. You never know, some rogue knight might slip out of the guard room and come passing by. Okay?
So we're also getting introduced to the various members of the royal family and the Queen's Guard and whatnot. Kyle! What are you talking about? We were just standing around having a little chat, that's all. Well, yeah, but I can't exactly ignore what you were chatting about, me being a Queen's Knight and all. You know, the part about the prince being as good as dead? What? Don't be ridiculous, we never said anything of the kind. Of course not, of course. Not as good as dead, about as good as dead wood, he said. Shut up, you idiot! Oh, dead wood! Okay, well, no one's gonna care about that you said that. Not even Her Majesty. Sir Kyle, no! Please, no, I'm begging you, please, I'll do whatever it takes to keep this quiet. Do a dance. Seriously, right now, do a dance. No, just kidding. Look, I don't want to be a tattletale. So just try not to badmouth anybody, especially right where I can hear you, which is pretty much everywhere. Yes, sir! Of course, sir. We'll be good. We promise. Now, if you'll excuse us. Yeah. Hey, Prince, Leon, you can come out now. Wow, they talk like that in the halls now? You didn't have to do that. Ha ha ha. Wanted to take care of them yourself, huh? Yeah, I don't blame you. But you can't take guys like that too seriously. We'll just end up looking bad yourself. All you have to do is tease them a little bit, and send them on their way. Kyle. Oh yeah, by the way. Little late now, but welcome home, Your Highness. Leon? Thank you. Hey, you guys should come visit the Queen's Knight's guard room with me. Been a while, right? Sure, I'd like that. Prince, you can't. You have to go see the princess first. Oh, you're looking for the princess. In that case, you really should go to the guard room. You guys keep missing each other, right? Going back and forth? If you wait in the guard room, she's bound to find you there eventually. So, let's go. Okay, we got Kyle. So, I know he said the guard room, but I just wanna see what's it. They gonna say anything? I've gotta get some sleep now, otherwise I'll never stay awake on the night shift later. But all I can see when I shut my eyes is Lady Sileeds. It's keeping me awake. I don't know what to do about it. Yeah, our aunt is, an impressive woman. Nope, nothing there. Where is this guard room? The Queen's Knights are currently in the middle of a meeting, now that Sir George Prime is back. I'm very sorry, but I'll have to ask you to come back a little later. Okay, so this is where Kyle told us to come, but it does seem like, well, I'm presumably there, right? Or maybe... Well, there was another guard's room on the other side, actually, so maybe we have to look at that. Let's check that out. Oh. Okay. Treasure chest. Refined clothes, nice. Who's this here? This room used to be full of Queen Falzaram's personal treasures. She had a passion for the finest golden jewels. But Queen Arshdat sold off her mother's treasures to fund the rebuilding after the army's invasion. And because of that, Falena's back to its former glory 8 years after the attack. In fact, it's better than ever. Ah, well done. So, our mother can't be all bad, clearly. I mean, she doesn't appear to covet golden jewels and stuff. Alright, we came from that way. Checking the sealed room? Aha, Prince Hero, what an unusual pleasure to meet you here. Well, you come all this way, the least I can do is share a bit of knowledge about runes. So, what is it that you want to know? What are the three... Well, we know what runes are. Is that a rune on Mother's forehead? Yes, she's got the Sun rune. What are the 3 runes of Falena? Ah, you mean the Sun rune, the Dawn rune, and the Twilight rune. Well, the Sun rune is blessed, you see. It brings the Queendom of Falena prosperity. And the Dawn rune and Twilight rune bring the Queendom protection, or so the legends say. Unlike most runes, those 3 are each unique and incredibly powerful. Especially the Sun rune. No other rune anywhere near here comes close. Some people even say it's one of the true runes, all born together with the world at the dawn of time. Oh. Okay, I guess we have to ask all the questions. What are runes exactly? Well, in a nutshell, you probably know all about the world is made up of forces, right? Water, wind, earth, competing and combining with each other, these forces together shape everything. Now, each rune symbolizes one of those forces, so they say. Of course, the runes predate humanity, so no one really knows for sure. Okay, is that a rune on Mother's forehead? Well, you see, one who bears a rune upon their body gains the ability to harness that rune's power. The water rune grants the power of water, the wind rune, the power of wind, you get the idea. So you can imagine what the sun rune does. That's right, the power of the sun itself. And that's what Her Majesty used on Lord Drake when... That's another matter entirely. Perhaps we should leave it at that for today. If we delve too deeply into these things like this, we'll end up talking forever. Indeed, that's a good point. I like that. It was a nice little lesson, not too long, not overly verbose. But anyhow, back to finding our sister. Okay, we have to be able to go into the Knight's Guard room now, right?
Ah, His Royal Highness.
Hey.
Huh. Where's His Majesty, Ferret?
He went out through the back. He's a busy man, you know.
Never mind that. Kyle, where have you been?
Me? Nowhere. Just wanted to see the prince, that's all.
That's all? Do you always take your duty so lightly?
Your Royal Highness. Sir, you must be exhausted after your inspection of Lord Lake. Actually, I should have accompanied you on your trip, but His Majesty didn't give me the order.
Of course he didn't. After all, Lord Lake is your hometown, isn't it, Galleon? Ferret wouldn't make you go there. The guy's not heartless, you know.
Yes, but I have already been back there once. His Majesty needn't protect me.
But Galleon, I don't see how you could ever come to terms with it.
It's been 2 years, but the Queen still won't even let them rebuild. Man, talk about heartless.
Hold your tongue, Kyle.
Alenia?
Her Majesty imposed a suitable punishment on those traitors, plain and simple. She did what a queen has to do. And we, the Queen's Knights, have no business second-guessing her.
Yeah, that's what you say, Alenia, but...
Silence, Kyle. No matter the circumstances, the fact remains that the people of Lord Lake committed treason. They must serve their penance.
I'm sorry, guys, but I think the Queen went way too far.
Kyle, how dare you disrespect our queen! The Sun Rune is proof enough that this nation and Her Majesty have heaven's divine blessing. It's only natural the rune's judgment would come down on anyone who dares defy Her Majesty's authority. If you ask me, I don't think Her Majesty has used the Sun Rune enough.
Interesting.
Yeah, right. You're starting to sound just like Lord Godwin. And on that note, I don't know if I can trust a knight who's merely a pawn of the Godwin family.
Insolent fool! You're one to talk saying how you're just a mouthpiece for the Barrows family!
Ridiculous. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That will be enough. Do you realize how disgracefully you're acting in front of His Royal Highness? We are terribly sorry, Your Highness.
No, that's all right. Carry on.
You are most kind, Your Highness. But we should be protecting the royal family, not getting involved in private quarrels that might affect our duties. Kyle, especially you.
Huh? Me?
Your manner of speaking sounds like criticism of Her Majesty. You should restrain yourself a little.
That's all right, Zahak. Please, everybody, continue.
Your commandership.
Don't mind me. As you were. As you all know, Her Majesty has been troubled ever since the split between the two factions of the Senate. The Godwin faction has been gaining more and more power recently, which has caused Her Majesty much anguish. At a time like this, Her Majesty wants true loyalty from us, the Queen's Knights. Some people may believe that knights must give absolute obedience to their master. But that's not true loyalty. True loyalty means being able to speak openly about what you think is right, what you think is wrong. Of course, I'd be upset with any fool who thought he could criticize Her Majesty wherever and whenever he wanted. But at the very least, in this room, I want us to be able to express our views openly, without fear of reprisal.
Oh, well
Now, if there
well said,
are any
Farad.
constructive opinions you'd like to share with Her Majesty, I'd be happy to pass them on for you. Understood?
Yes, sire!
Leon,
Your Majesty?
when you two have thoughts and ideas of your own, please don't be shy about sharing them with us. The Queen's Knights are known for their artistry with a blade, but they also have much wisdom and insight to impart. Be wise and heed their words.
Yes, sire.
Oh, well said. Okay, Kyle's left. The sister's clearly not here. Let's, talk to these guys. Sounds like the Godwins want to use the Sun Rune to become a powerful force and broaden the country's borders. And the Barrows faction is aiming for domestic and foreign stability without the use of runes, huh? Every country has its share of conflicts among its nobles, but it's much worse here because of the runes. It's particularly sad that the Queen's own knights can't even agree. Yeah, that's, interesting. Zahak, since his commandership feels we should express our views, I personally feel his commandership's actions are taking idealism to an extreme. What Falena really needs are disciplined Queen's Knights ready to act upon the will of Her Majesty. Alright, he's a by-the-book kind of guy. Elenia, a word if you will, Prince Hero? His Majesty Farid said the House of Godwin was responsible for all our troubles. Do you believe that too? I really don't know. The Godwins care about our country's future. It's the only reason they want to put the Sun Rune to use. It's absurd to think they're playing tricks with Her Majesty. No, we have to look out for the other House of Barrows. Their fear of change is putting the country at risk. Okay, so there's clearly something going on here with these two factions, Your Highness. I thank you for voicing concern to Her Majesty regarding the situation at Lord Lake. I am truly grateful. Alright, Kyle, what are you saying, man? So, Prince, did you notice anything unusual about George on your trip? What do you mean? not like this is a bad thing, but we still don't know much about George. Not one of the Queen's Knights can match his skill in combat without runes, except maybe His Majesty Ferid. Also, I heard a rumor that before George came to Falena, he served as a general in the land far to the north. Makes me wonder about his connection to His Majesty. Just what convinced him to bring George here? We don't know. Let's check out the commander's office. Hello, Pops. Hey, there you are, hero. Have you seen your sister yet? No, I haven't seen her yet. Well, I think you should check on her. I know you're tired, but I'm begging you, please check in on her for my ears' sake. Okay. Let's go find her. Once again, I don't think we can see anything. Despite what Kyle said, we still need to find the princess. Maybe she went to the top floor of the palace. Maybe. Let's carry on looking around.
Hey, has anybody seen my brother in here? Princess? Oh, brother! Brother! Brother!
Okay, dear. Come on, just calm down.
Yikes, quite a welcome there.
Gee, the princess sure is crazy about her big brother, huh?
I'm home, Lim.
Oh, welcome back! I missed you so much! Princess! Did you find your brother? Oh,
Another Queen's Knight?
My.
I gotta say, I am a big fan of the Queen's Knight's armor. A little help?
No, thank you. The princess dragged me all over the Sun Palace. I'm so exhausted. You should see firsthand what it's like to deal with the princess's self-centeredness.
Miyakis, need I remind you that you're my bodyguard? You're not bad-mouthing me, are you? No, of course not, Your Highness. Your Highness was imagining things. Hahaha. Things are never dull when you're around, Lim. Oh, Father, it's you! Hero? You already came to see Father and didn't bother to come see me. How dare you? Now, don't be so hard on your brother. Hero was looking for you too, you know. But Father, I wanted to see him so bad. He's always off on some inspection or something these days. He's never around. He's probably going off someplace again tomorrow, isn't he? Well, not exactly tomorrow. He'll be here for a while yet. Well, okay, that's good, at least. But you really keep Hero busy, don't you? Where is he going next? Since he just got back, I thought I'd wait a while to tell him, but I guess it couldn't hurt to let him know. Hero, I'll be sending you off to Stormfist to check on the preparations for the Sacred Games. The Sacred Games? Oh, that big fighting tournament? The one that's going to decide who my husband's going to be? That? Well, yes. Your Majesty? Not quite on board with the idea, are you, Your Majesty? Of course not. She's far too young. But she's our nation's princess. It's her sacred duty. There's nothing we can do about it. Well, to be fair, Your Majesty wouldn't be here today if you hadn't won the last games. Hey, Hero, what about you? Would you hate it if I had a fiancé too? Of course I'd hate it. What are we gonna say? I mean, not really. Would we? Let's go, yeah, of course I'd hate it. You would, huh? Anyway, I wonder who's going to win. What kind of man will the princess end up with? They're keeping the list of applicants over at the Senate. Not that I have any interest in reading it, mind you. Well, I want to see it. Don't you, Princess? I bet you do. Well, maybe I'm a little curious. Ooh, can I see? Me too, please. Then it's settled. Come on, Prince, let's go. I have to go too? Yeah, okay, let's go. Come on, let's go read about your future brother-in-law. Alright, off to the Senate Hall then. Okay, so we have new people joining the party. I heard what you were saying, sounds like fun. Oh, Lady Siledes, welcome back. Oh, and Siledes. Huh? I thought you were asleep in your room. Oh, I was, off in dreamland in my nice, warm, comfy bed. And then, all of a sudden... Where's Hero? That was you, wasn't it, Lim, Miakus, You completely woke me up. Lady Siledes, let me clarify things. The princess was the one doing all the shouting. I was just there. Hey, Miakus. What? It's true? Why, you... Well, isn't it kinda your fault, Aunt Siledes, sleeping in the middle of the day like this? Hero, Leon, and George just got back too, but you don't see them just lying around. Maybe your age is catching up with you. Lim, your Auntie Siledes couldn't hear you so well just now. Did you please repeat what you just said? Eek. Okay, Hero, Aunt Siledes is scaring me. Alright, that's enough, Aunt Siledes, come on. You never change, you're always so lenient with that sister of yours. Don't worry, I'm on your side, Lady Siledes. Of course, I'm on the princess side, too. Can't you just pick one? Come on, you're both so beautiful. Well, cute in your case, but how can I possibly choose? Kyle, do you have any plans to grow up anytime soon? Anyway, forget it. I'm awake now, whether I like it or not. You guys are going to the Senate Hall to see the list of applicants for the Sacred Games, right? I'll go with you. Nothing better than a day out with all these beautiful ladies and cute girls. Am I right, Prince? Less talking, more walking. Let's move it. Okay, Lady Siledes joins us. Let's get going. Let us get going. So I believe we get to actually leave the palace now. Yep. And before we save... Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, so this is the Sun Palace. Let's check down here quickly. Oh, hello. The scarf. Okay, you guys seeing anything? The Queen's Knights fought valiantly to protect Falena during the arms invasion 8 years ago. But they paid a heavy price. Most of them died or were too injured to continue their duties after the war. Only Sir Galleon, Commander Ferret, and Sir Zazek remained. That's why most of the Queen's Knights on active duty these days are so young. Ah, okay. That's curious. Now we know. They still look like absolute badasses to me, though. I mean, they've got those cool, like, samurai outfits. Where would the Senate building be? Oh, there we go, the Senate Hall. Come on. Mega Medicine? Alright, let's check it out. His Highness, Lady Siledes, why so many of you here at once? Is there some kind of emergency? Nah, we're just being nosy. That's right. Oh, I see. I wouldn't call it nosy, Princess. We're talking about your future husband here. Oh, right. Weird. Engagement, future husband. It all seems like some foreign language to me. All right, sorry. Well, as you probably overheard, we're on no official business whatsoever. Can we come in? Of course. Please proceed. Would it be in here? It's easy to despise the nobility when you spend so much time at the Senate, but there are good people here. I'm not so sure about the Godwin and Barrows faction at the moment, though. They're both way too drunk with power. So it's the front of the sun, but let's check in here.
Oh, if it isn't the princess! A most fortuitous meeting, yes, yes. And Her Royal Highness Leeds, and His Royal Highness the Prince. Oh, and I see Kyle is with you too. Oh, such a pleasure to run into so many people that I usually don't get a chance to see. Oh, yes, indeed. I, Solemn Burrows, am a very lucky man today, if I do say so myself. Yes.
Hello?
Oh, my, Your Royal Highness. You do sound a tad fatigued, yes. Come to think of it, you and Her Royal Highness Leeds just got back from an inspection visit. Did you not, sir? Oh, no wonder you're so exhausted then.
So, Lord Burrows, why have you graced us with your presence today? What business would bring a man of your stature all the way here? The Senate's in recess, after all.
A man of my stature? Oh no, my, you're far too kind. Indeed, though it's true I've been made the head of my faction, I'm little more than a glorified facilitator. And now that the Senate is out of session, I have to run about on little errands attending to trivial details.
Come on, Dad, hurry up. Let me say hello to the princess, too.
Yoram, my, sorry about that, son.
Greetings, everyone. I trust you are all well. I am Yoram Burrows, son of the great Solemn Burrows. Fair princess, do you remember me, perchance?
Yes. We met a few times at the Sun Palace banquets, I think.
Oh, princess, you do remember me. My, I am truly the happiest man alive. And I, too, have never once, no, not for one day, no, not even for one moment, forgotten how you looked. And now, with the elegant object of my affection standing before me, oh, my heart is about to flutter away. Oh, princess, you are like a precious gem in the heavens that someone such as I could never ever hope to reach. But please, if you would just permit me to kiss that ever so lovely hand of yours,
That's more than enough of that. Mia Keys, where'd you come from?
Just in time.
The only gentlemen allowed to touch the princess are His Majesty Farid and His Royal Highness the Prince. If you still insist on doing so, you'd better be prepared for the consequences.
Consequences?
The waters of the Thetis River are really cold, you know.
Okay, that's her bodyguard doing her job. I'm so sorry. Her beauty must have dazzled me so that I've lost my wits. Please forgive me. But allow me this, your loveliness. Allow me to predict your future with all those present as our witnesses. I, Yoram Burrows, will someday be the third man to touch you. Oh my days. What are you talking about? Ha ha ha. He speaks of the sacred games, princess. He's one of the applicants, you see. I see. Fierce competitors will gather from all over the country, from beyond its borders even, but I do not fear them. In your name, princess, victory shall be mine. Wow, you must be stronger than you look. Can you really, swing a sword? Ha 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 ha. Her Highness jests. A sword? Me? I'm no barbarian. We have found a mighty champion. He shall carve my way to your heart. My heart's got no place for a wimp like you. Wimp? What? Your Royal Highness? You want to be my husband? You don't earn the right for yourself like your father did. Hey, Lim, I understand how you feel, but it's a long-standing tradition that one may have a representative compete in the tournament for him. Otherwise, noble Falena's royal family would be filled with barbarians who were good at only one thing, fighting. Not to call His Majesty Ferid a barbarian by any means. Please, don't misunderstand me. Grrr! Princess, there's no need for such animosity. When Urim wins your hand, we'll be the ones supporting you, backing you. You and I shall be allies. I'm sure you know of Her Majesty's difficulties with the Godwin faction. I'm a senator too, you know, and let us not mince words, Lord Godwin is a bloodthirsty maniac. He thinks only of wringing more taxes from the people, expanding our army, suppressing rebellion. And he would subjugate our neighbors with the Sun Rune itself, use it to rule the world. If we cannot hold back his lunacy, our enemies will multiply. Here and abroad, Falena will fall apart. But together, you and I can stem the tide of this madness. But that's only if Urim's champion can win the games. We understand each other then. Oh my, I must be getting old. All this rambling, you must all be so weary of me. I should take my leave then. Sir Kyle, young man, we expect great things from you. Yeah, thanks. Princess, we shall meet again, for such is our destiny. Oh, joy. I'm so tired all of a sudden. Sir Kyle, young man, what are we, best buds? That old man's too glib for his own good. Hero, Lim, what did you think? I can't quite disagree with him. I can't quite trust him. Me neither. He's too slick. He must have rehearsed that whole thing. He didn't mean a word of it. He just wants to use me, that's all. Well, if you're that sharp, we shouldn't have to worry about him. Really? But what if that boy's fighter wins the competition? Don't jinx it, Miakis. But she's right, isn't she? If Urim wins, he'll be the next commander of the Queen's Knights after Ferid. If that happens, I'm out. No way I'm serving under that guy. Let's just hope someone else out there steps up and wins the games. Oh boy. I mean, who though? Okay, just want to pop out here quickly. And let's check this side. Barrow's words are pleasant enough, but their words are nothing more. That man cares only for his money, and bargains with armies and the island nations bring him wealth. When he speaks of peace, he does so only for the good of his pocketbook. Between his backroom deals and his legions of mercenaries, he's a fraud, and a dangerous one at that. Okay, that's interesting. Nothing there. Oh, who's this one here? Is this the guard? Your Highness? Sorry, I'm so nervous. I'm not used to talking to members of the nobility, but not royalty. Alright, buddy, at ease. At ease. What's up here? Oh my, so many members of the royal family all together in a place like this? How unusual. Welcome. What's that? The list of applicants for the Sacred Games? I'm so sorry, Prince. The clerk in charge of the list is on break right now. I'll send someone down to bring them back right away. If you could just wait here a moment, Your Highness. I've sent someone to fetch the clerk in charge of the applicants list. Sorry for the inconvenience, but it shouldn't take much longer. If you just wait a moment, Prince. Okay, so I think, if I recall, we have to talk to a few more officials for them before that can happen. Thinks of nothing but the games these days. No doubt he's hoping to position himself as the Prince's guardian and regain some of his power. Would that counteract the Godwin faction's pull in the Senate? Who knows? I know this, though. The games are only taking place now, while the princess is still so young because Barrows pushed for it. Interesting. So this is the front of the Sun Palace. Armies have sent his minions to apply for the Sacred Games. So they plan to usurp our nation from the inside, do they? By seizing the princess's hand in marriage? Such audacity, even for them. Yeah. Like, so... slimy. Nobles being nobles, huh? doing nobly kind of stuff. The Sacred Games will be held at the arena in Stormfist. So it's been since many, many years ago when Stormfist was the Queendom's capital city. When the capital moved here instead, the Sacred Games were all that stayed behind. These days, Stormfist is Godwin territory. Some worry themselves about that. Still, best not to upset the good Lord Godwin. Mum's the word and all. So, this game gets very political. As you guys are seeing at the moment, His Majesty Commander Ferret is one of the greatest contestants in the history of the Sacred Games. Ashtad insisted that he be allowed to enter, even though his background was a complete mystery. And he won, purely on his own merits, without a gladiator or anyone else fighting for him. Then, in the army's invasion 8 years ago, he led us from the front lines, wielding a sword like a common soldier. That sort of gung-ho attitude has made him a hero among the people. But some members of the nobility certainly don't look upon him with such favor. Interesting. Okay, so there's not much loving for our old man. I think we've spoken to all of the officials up top. That guy. That officially looking guy. The new army's kingdom is to the east of Falena. Much of Lord Barrow's territory is in the east of Falena, so they suffered a lot in the invasion 8 years ago. The Godwins lands to the west, so they are relatively unscathed, you see. Now the Barrows faction is trying to improve relations with the armies, while the Godwins are getting them riled up. Oh, Your Highness, the clerk in charge of the list is finally back. Please go on inside. Thank you. Okay, can we please see who the contenders are? Good heavens, the Princess and Lady Siledes, and His Highness the Prince, too. I'm so very sorry to have kept you waiting, Your Highness. Yeah, you better be. Sorry, we should have warned you. Yeah, let's play nice. Hear that, Miakis? Yeah, we really should have been more considerate. Leon, what were you thinking? What? Me? Miakis, be nice. Listen to your Princess, Miakis. Right, I hope we're not interrupting anything. Can we just see it, please? Yes, Lady Siledes. Yes, Your Highness, right away. Whoa, quite a few of them. Let's have a look. How many entrants are there in all? Well, let's see, we have about 70 applications here. 70? What, only 70? Well, technically, we had over 300 to start with. Minus the ex-cons, minus the men from enemy countries, minus those with no martial arts experience. Whoa, you're really popular, aren't you, Princess? But is that really a good thing? I mean, what if they're all like Urim Barrows? Don't worry, Princess. He's one of the kind. He's one of a kind, if you ask me. After the final screening process and the royal family's approval, the final number of competitors ought to be about 30. So, what kind of suckers, brave warriors do we have? An ex-dragon cavalry soldier, a Lindworm mercenary, and even a disciple of Master Haya from Kanakan. Wow, what an amazing lineup! Oh? So he applied too, huh? Anything wrong, Lady Siledes? Nah, I just found a name that brings up back a few memories, that's all. See? Gazelle Godwin, Lord Godwin's son. Oh. Lady Siledes? My ex-fiancé wants to marry my niece. This'll be awkward. Fiancé? Oh right, you were little back then. What, you didn't know either, Leon? It's the first I've heard of it. But I thought the last Sacred Games were 16 years ago. They were. But those were for Ashtad, not me. She was the one in line for the throne. I didn't get any games. Oh. Anyway, it's ancient history. let's not get all flustered over some pretty political matchups from years ago. Besides, we were the ones who called it off. It wouldn't have worked out. I've seen Giselle Godwin once or twice at banquets. He looked, well, much better than Urim Barrows, at least. Him and Aunt Sileeds, huh? I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm telling you, it really doesn't matter anymore. Don't worry about it, okay? So, who's the man to beat this time? Pardon, Lady Sileeds? I really couldn't say, Your Highness. Probably either Gazelle or Urim. They can both afford really strong champions. You never know, some commoner might come out of nowhere and save the day. We'll find out when it happens. Remember what happened at the last Sacred Games? Everyone thought the finalists would be Godwin and Barrows, and then, boom, along came Ferid. Exciting, huh, Princess? I don't know, it still feels like it doesn't have anything to do with me. Like something out of a storybook. Thanks, I hope we didn't bother you too much. No, Lady Sileeds, it was our pleasure, no bother at all. When the list is officially complete, we'll bring it to the Sun Palace right away. Good, please do that. Yes, Your Highness. Okay. Well, that's done. Let's get out of here and head back to the Sun Palace. But, yeah, now that we have the list, now that we know, now that we've met Urim and, what's his old man? Papa Barrows, we can kind of see who we'll be going up against, who we have to defend the realm against. Is it that time already? Princess, you should get back to your room. It's time for your afternoon studies. Yes, I guess you're right. Why don't you take the day off? Alright then, study... What should you say? Study hard? Yeah, go on and study hard. Okay, I will. If I keep studying as hard as I can, maybe I can be as great a queen as my mother someday. Hero? I want to stay with you, but it looks like I've got to be a princess. Please come see me when you can. Every second you're away. You'll see him at dinner. Don't be such a drama queen. Why do you always do that, Auntie? Why do you always ruin the mood? Come on, me a kiss. Yes, Princess. See you later, Prince. Oh. I guess I'll go back too and get some more sleep. Sweet dreams, Lady Silas. Yeah, good night. Okay, Sileeds leaves as well, Miakus leaves, and Limbs leaves. Prince, what do you want to do now? Well, I guess we go to town. That's a good idea. I'll come along. I've got an idea. Let's check out that new rune shop. You heard about the owner. Everyone's saying she's gorgeous. You want to check her out too, don't you, Prince? Yeah, of course. Prince? Leon, the prince is a man. Men have needs. You certainly ought to know. Leon, this is the necessary step in the prince's growth into manhood. Jeez, cut it out already. I give up. Let's go and get this over with. Alright, now that everybody's in agreement, let's go, Prince. Okay, right. Well, we're going to take a quick break here, guys. Now that we have seen the list of applicants for who's going to be the new potential contender for marriage material for the princess, now that we've met the princess, and now that we've met the queen's, some more of the queen's guard, we've done a fair bit. But now, off to town, off to see this new rune shop and its attractive new owner, and yeah, learn more about what's going on in this town, because we are knee-deep in political intrigue, and we're about to get up to waist-deep in it. So yeah, that is all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.